going to show you how to knit a cupcake from my pattern, which is available to buy from stitchintime.co.uk. You will need a pair of 3.25mm needles and a pair of 2.75mm needles, some double knitting yarn, I've used Serda Calico, some toy stuffing and some colourful beads. You start by knitting the cupcake case. You can use any colour you like, but I've chosen a cream coloured yarn. When you've finished knitting from the instructions, thread the yarn onto a needle and pick up the stitches from your knitting needle. Then pull the yarn really tight and with the right side facing, sew up the side seam of your cupcake case. Make sure you don't leave any gaps because you will be stuffing it later. Secure any loose threads and trim them off, then turn the case the right way round. And now you're ready to make the top of the cake. You knit the first row in a beige yarn so that this looks like the sponge part of your cake. Then you choose the colour you would like the icing to be. I'm using a nice pink. And then you change to this yarn and continue knitting with this colour. You can tie the two different coloured threads together just to make sure that these stay secure and don't come undone. As you follow the pattern, you will be working in reverse stocking stitch. When you've finished, thread the yarn onto a needle and pick up the stitches from your knitting needle. The bumpy side is the right side, so folding the right side together, stitch up the side seam. Make sure you don't leave any gaps again. Turn this piece the right way round and taking the cupcake case, push the top of the cake inside. This will make it much easier to stitch together. I usually line up the seams on each piece. Then using a similar coloured sewing thread, sew the pieces together, leaving a gap for stuffing. You can use toy stuffing or the stuffing from a cushion. Make sure you put plenty in. It needs to be quite firm. Then sew up the gap and hide any loose threads. Your cupcake should now be ready for decorating. I'm going to put a cherry and some sprinkles on mine. First of all, I'm making the cherry. The details on how to do this are in the pattern. Make sure you place the cherry in the centre, then sew it firmly to the top of the cake and hide any loose yarn. Taking a sewing yarn that matches the colour of the icing, sew on small beads to look like sugar sprinkles. Make sure you secure the yarn quite firmly so that it can't come undone and the beads can't come off. You can put on as many or as few as you like. Once you are happy, securely finish off the thread. And now your cupcake is finished, and you can make more in different colours.